So we can speak about that festival now because so many things to talk about actually. But what this festival is all about, and it's good. We can nicely understand even before we celebrate. Then on that day, then we can properly, like preserve. It's a proper understanding what the festival is all about. And then you can spend the time observing this festival in a proper way. So, like in this world, there are, like almost everyone gets a day to celebrate for themselves, There's your birthday, and also now like we have all these different festival days like Father's Day, Mother's Day, like so many things now. They, but even before all this, the sages, they have set aside one very special day to celebrate this Guru Purnima. It's like a day of Guru. So this is something we cannot neglect, and something we can, we take for granted. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed the example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he followed this day. Guru Purnima. He asked, who was the priest? He asked Lord Nityananda to become the priest. Even the day, like before the day for Guru Purnima arrived, Mahaprabhu talked with the devotees. We should do festival. And then they decided, okay, Srivas, he said, we will hold the festival here. So we will do our puja, and Lord Nityananda will be the priest. Lord Nityananda, he is most senior. He is disciple of who? Actually, Guru said he is disciple of, who's the Guru Maharaj? He is disciple of Maharaj. Lakshmipati Tirtha. Lakshmipati Tirtha. So some they say he's disciple of Maharaj, some say he's Lakshmipati Tirtha disciple. Like it's been explained that, if you know the story of Lord Nityananda, when he was a small boy, one sadhu came and begged. He begged for no one else but the boy himself, that Lord Nityananda. And Hadayapati, he promised to give, and therefore, he said that one was Lakshmipati Tirtha. And that's why with Lakshmipati Tirtha, he traveled all over India. Then he met also Madhavendra Puri, because Madhavendra Puri is actually Lakshmipati Tirtha. So Lord is actually very senior. Therefore he was given that role. And we know what happened. He did not start until Mahaprabhu came and first worshipped Mahaprabhu. Anyhow, so very important to appreciate this particular day, Guru Purnima, is like day of Guru, like festival to celebrate, to glorify, to worship Guru. And for those who have Guru on this day, then they can worship their Guru day. And appreciate how fortunate we are to have Guru like this. And take advantage of them being disciples of a Guru like that. But for those who have no Guru, then this is a time where they can be inspired, like, oh, I should take Guru. When they have this festival, then they begin to understand the value of Guru. So this day is so on different levels, actually very important. Also, question is like, but why on this day? Can be, why not on some other day? It can also be maybe like another day, but it's very specific on this Purnima. This month of Ashwar, this month Asar, the same month like where we do that Yatra and others. Then that full moon day, that is Guru Purnima. So then we have to also understand like why on this day. Understand? So there's all these many reasons that now we try to discuss. For one, we know that this particular Purnima is the what? Whose appearance? Appearance of Srila Vyasadeva. And Srila Vyasadeva, he is foremost example. He's Jagat Guru. Yesterday we were just speaking about Parampara. Yeah, yesterday. And we talked about there's 4 main Vaishnava Sampradaya. Understand? And so then all these 4 Sampradayas, they actually acknowledge, they accept Vyasadeva as Guru. Why? For one, so Vyasadeva, he actually manifested all the scriptures. So today also then we will also discuss, we will try to glorify something about Vyasadeva. But first, we speak about the relevance of this Purnima to that celebration for Guru. There are many verses, especially Guru Purnima, so many verses to quote about Guru Tattva. And usually on this day then there's all these discussions about Guru Tattva. This is very important because people have to know this Tattva of Guru. For one, knowing like, what is significance of Guru? You cannot say we don't need Guru. Really, you need Guru. So that's like one thing to understand. One is Guru. And then the next question is like, who is bona fide Guru? So we have to know, like really, who is the real Guru? Because anyone can also just say, I'm Guru. So there's all these things that can be discussed. And there are all these different verses. So, like during this time, I know Srila Gurudev will call everyone to speak about Guru Tattva. And he wants verses, speaking based on verses. Like that. And of course, for us especially, sometimes we think like, so difficult, it's like remembering verses. But we're singing every day this Guru Vastakam. That itself really is the most, like the highest concept of Guru Tattva. This Guru Vastakam. That Guru Vastakam describes the standard of the Gurus of this Gaudiya Sampradaya. That one we can speak about later. But I want to start with the very basic. What is definition of Guru? I mean, the basic ones. I found some nice verses actually. I even saw some verses of Shankaracharya, which are actually very interesting. Here, this is from Advaita Upanishad, 16th verse. This is actually what usually everyone will quote when they are to describe the literal definition of Guru. And you can memorize this, and it's quite easy. It says, Gu Shabda. You know Shabda? What is Shabda? The word or sound. The Gu Shabda, the sound Gu. It's a Gu Shabda Spandakara Mahasya. He said, Andakaraha Shya. Andakaraha, from the word anda means blind. Andakaraha Shya. This gu sound represents darkness, or blindness, or ignorance. So you remember that? Go Shabda Andakaraha Shya. Huh? Yeah, I'm just studying. It's not difficult to remember. So the first syllable gu, go Shabda Andakaraha Shya. What's the next syllable? The word guru. Ru. Ru Shabda. I said Ru Shabda Anirodakaha. So he said this sound Ru represents Nirodaka. Nirodaka means destruction. Destroyer.
Ru Shabda?
Nirodakaha. Tan Nirodakaha. The destroyer of that. That which one? The gu. You understand? So mainly you have to remember only Andakaraha and Nirodaka. Right? Andakara means what? Darkness. Nirodaka means destroy. So then in the third line, you mix both. So he's saying Andakara Nirodatvat. Andakara Nirodatvat. That destruction of ignorance or darkness. That state or that quality or that of this destroying this darkness. Andakara Nirodatvat Guru iti abhidhyate. He said, this is the meaning of Guru. Guru iti abhidhyate. So here, that's like literal, like meaning of Guru. Did you understand that? So the syllable Gu is darkness, and Guru is destroying this darkness. Because Guru destroys darkness, and that's why that name is given. Guru. So, when we talk about darkness, like ignorance, and what is the meaning of destroying this ignorance? This darkness? How do you destroy darkness? How? By giving light, if there's no light now, then it will be very dark. So Guru brings the light. Now going back to this particular day, but tomorrow, actually Purnima already started today, 7:15, like 1 hour ago. Purnima already started today. But because Purnima did not start this Brahma Muhurta time, therefore we're not celebrating today. So it goes on until Brahma Muhurta time tomorrow. Any how do you call this? Any tithi means the moon phase that falls on the Brahma Muhurta time. That is the tithi of the day. Okay. So the Purnima time starts today. It goes on until actually 5 p.m. tomorrow. So then, okay, what happens? This Guru Purnima, he said that this is the brightest time. This is actually the time when the moon is closest to the earth. There's many full moons, sometimes 12 or 13. This year, 13 full moons. Why? Because we have one extra month this year. This Purushottama month. So there are many full moons, many Purnimas. And according to the position of where the earth is in connection to the sun, then also the moon have a certain brightness. So it said that when the moon or when the earth is going towards southwards, that is the time now. When it's going northward, that is after winter, then the day starts becoming longer. No? Winter time, the day is shorter, right? So after when it changes direction, going northward, then it starts going longer. And now summertime, it gets longest time. So he said on summer solstice, which is during this time in this month of Asher, so the Purnima of that month, so that is the brightest time. And that's the longest time actually of the day. And starting from that time, after the summer solstice, then rainy season will begin. Then again, now the day become like shorter, until winter, like this. So he said from this Purnima to tomorrow, that is the brightest of all Purnima. And because the moon is most closer to the earth, like that. And why like that? Because that's just how it is. It's like a cycle in the positions of the planets and like that. The darkest time, the darkest moon, when? Shivratri. So Shivratri, that is the darkest moon, and the brightest moon is Guru Purnima. And so then, okay, in Guru Purnima, since the moon is closest and brightest, the moon has an effect to the environment. Are you aware of that? What? And this is a common thing, especially if you live near the ocean, if you're like maybe a fisherman or a sailor, then you're always aware of this. Like many people in the world, they don't know that they live in the city, they don't even know what's the moon today or tomorrow, Okay. Because everything's just bright. But if you're like in the village, then always you see the moon, especially when it affects you. Okay. So usually on the Purnima, the tide is always very high. You understand? It's like so much influence of the moon is there. So in the same way, it's like this is like a thing to introspect or to remember that one is the positions of the planets, the moons, and everything affects us. And so that's why we do certain particular activities. Like for example, Ekadasi, we have Bhakta for Ekadasi. And so, and we're doing all these different other types of Vratas. So now Guru Purnima, he said this is the time, the brightest time. And this is the time where the water rising high. There's a relation also to this gross body and the subtle body. The subtle body includes the mind. It's like mostly also the moon also has influence in someone's mind. So he said that on this Guru Purnima time, actually there's so much of this very good influence, like very favorable for the mind to absorb. It's like a time for awakening. So if you take advantage of that, then this is very auspicious. And therefore, this day is it's like a very auspicious time for the beginning beginning, like the spiritual life, the following. And so this particular day is just the same principle as Guru. Guru giving light and arranging like nourishment, like the moon nourishing, like this. Also very, the moon always like being used as an analogy also for Krishna also. Like which shloka? Like referring Krishna like a moon. The very first verse of Bhakti Rupa Goswami, you know, Akila Rasamrita Murti Prasmara Ruchi. It ends with Vidur Jayati, like all words in the moon. I'm telling Krishna is Akila Rasamrita Murti, the one and only, the very embodiment of rasa. Like the moon. The moon controls the water, like rasa, like this. And nourishing the plants, like this. So, Guru, like Krishna, is like a very embodiment of the moon also. So, Guru Purnima is like a time to, one is to celebrate festival for Guru. And also, on this very day, just to make it like very good timing, Vyasadeva himself like appeared. Okay, so yes, how Vyasadeva appeared? There's many like explanations here and there. Some they're telling he was born in some cave in Nepal also. They're telling he was born in cave, but actually Gurudev takes it from Bandhav Puran. Bandhav Puran does not explain like that. Bandhav Puran tells what? That he appeared here in Mathura, in one island in the Yamuna. You know the story? But we have to understand also, especially when you tell the story. Sometimes, when you tell story, people tend to sensationalize the story, and then they, in a way, they kind of corrupt the story. We have to be very careful because then you can commit some offenses. So, he said that there's one sage, Parashar Muni. Parashar Muni, you heard that name, Parashar Muni? Parashar Muni, he goes anywhere. He's actually a very great sage. It is said that, you know who manifested all the scriptures? That's Vedas, right? Vyasadeva. He's the Parashar Muni, his father Vyasadeva. So even before Vyasadeva manifested like the scriptures, this Parashar has written, and he said like there's the Vishnu Puran. He actually, and that's the first Purana, Vishnu Puran. So now the Vishnu Puran that we have now, that is by Vyasadeva. But before that even, it was already written by Parashar Muni. He is very like a very knowledgeable sage. Many mantras he has written, and many like things about astrology and all this some important things helping the jivas he has done, and therefore he travels everywhere. So when he was in Mathura, he wanted to cross the Yamuna, but then there was no more boat. There was this fisherman there. That fisherman had a daughter. That daughter is very beautiful, but the only problem is she smells like a fish. That's why her name is Matsayanda. You know? So she offered to, she is the daughter of the fisherman, or the boatman. So she offered that service to Parashar Muni. And now this is the thing now that I want to say, because a lot of the story, they would try to sensationalize the story and they will say that, oh, Parashar Muni, when he was on the boat, he became attracted to this beautiful lady. And because of that, then he wanted to enjoy, yeah. And some, they go to even the story, it's like he raped, it's like rape, because the sage is very powerful. He just manifested a cloud, so that nobody can see. And then she impregnated the woman, and then that lady, and then that's how the lady had a son. But then he made a rule that, you will remain a virgin even if you deliver a baby, like that. So why I'm telling this, because really this is like, for one, anyone born as a product of lusty desire, like many people in this world, they are like demons, like that, because they are actually born of lusty desires. And to say that Vyasadeva is born from lusty desire of one person, it's like, this is like really like very bad. So you cannot say like that. Rather, we have to reconcile like a thing. That particular, this Matsya, she has rendered service to this sadhu. And now, and actually they're in Braj, they're on the Yamuna. This Parashar Muni, he's actually a grandson of Vasishtha Muni. He's grandson of Vasishtha Muni. And his father actually is one great sage also, meaning the son of Vasishtha Muni. His name is Shakti Muni. He was killed by one demon. And actually, while he was still in the he was still in the womb of his mother, this Parashar Muni, his father was killed by this demon. He actually did not meet his father. But he learned all the mantras of his father like this. He was like even a small boy. And then, of course, he was being taken care of by Vasishtha Muni. And therefore, he has like all this knowledge. He's very great, like sadhu, this Parashar Muni. Like this. So, when he actually came to Braj, it's not like, he's like a sense enjoyer and now he must enjoy, he became attracted to this lady. He's actually seeing that, this particular lady has rendered service to me. And especially now I have come here in Braj. I want to offer a gift through this lady. And that's what he's doing now. He's giving this, this personality soon to become the son of this lady, Vyasadeva. Through him, the whole world actually will know about the glory of Braj also. Because through him, then people really find out about Krishna and like where Krishna performed his pastime. We know the glory of Srila Vyasadeva. Ultimately, what is his greatest gift? He has given the what? The greatest gift of Vyasadeva? Son. Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, this is how we should see that particular story. So, Srila Vyasadeva, he appeared. And that's why his name is Dvaipayan, from the word Dvipa, island. Because he was born on an island. And his name actually is Krishna Dvaipayana Vedavyas. Krishna means, he's called Krishna because his complexion also dark like Krishna. So, now understand, This word Vyas, Vyas means like to cut or to divide. You know, in geometry, there's actually one term for, how do you call that? In a circle, there's a circumference. Okay, that's not Vyas. But one point from one, you know, the position of a circle to the opposite side.
Diameter.
Huh?
Diameter.
Diameter. Yes, diameter. That is Vyas. So the diameter actually like cuts the, you know. So he said the diameter connects one point of a circle to the opposite point, passing through the center. Like this. So that is Vyas. So in a way, so many things to reflect upon this. Vyas is that person who connects the jiva to, you know, the jiva in the material world to the spiritual world by connecting him through the center. Who is the center? Krishna. Like this. That is one. Another way also is because he divided because the Vedas is very vast. So like for example, when you have a very big data, then it's so difficult to study. It's so much easier, and that's what many things are doing. Many scholars are doing. They group the knowledge, the information, and then make it like easier like this, according to proper category. So Vyas, he also did to the Vedas. He divided it into 4, and then gave to he has also 4 disciples, and then they disseminated this. Understand? So that's also one meaning of Vyas. One who compiled, divided the Vedas, and compiled the Vedas. So it's been said that actually Vyas is like a post. It's not only one person. Usually Vyas comes on the end of the Karunya and manifests the scriptures. Because when do you need the scriptures? Actually, when in the time of Kali Yuga, when memory is very, very weak, and now you need some written word. Before, the Vedas is handed down by oral tradition. So there's always like Vyas at a certain time. So it's not only one Vyas. It's like many Vyas. Krishna Dvaipayana Veda Vyas is that in that cycle that we are now, he's the number 28. He's 28 Vyas. So there's a Vyas before him, the previous Dvaipayana. And I've read that in the next Dvaipayana, the next Vyas will be Aswatthama. He was cursed by Krishna to remain alive for a very long time. Like he's almost like immortal. And having to be guilty with what he did. You know what he did? What? Yeah, he killed the sons of the Bandhav. He killed. And they're actually like sleeping, yeah. They're not part of the war. Actually, war was over already. And for that, Krishna cursed him. You will live all throughout for a very long time. And carrying also carrying this guilt. So it said that he will be the next Vyas. Anyway, but this time, Krishna Dvaipayana Veda Vyas. So, tomorrow, Guru Purnima. That is the day one we celebrate the appearance day of Vyas. Because of the appearance of Vyas, then now all this, there's the 4 Vedas manifest. What else manifested? Mahabharata, right? with the Mahabharata, what is there? Bhagavad Gita, very important. And then there's all the different Puranas, Upanishads. There's the big Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra. All very, very important. But especially Srimad Bhagavatam. And Vedavyas himself showing in his life the importance of accepting Guru. He himself is example of Guru. And one best example of him as a Guru is that he showing the importance of accepting Guru. He himself accepted Guru. Who is his Guru then? You don't know Guru? Yes. Narad Muni. So that's why when, after manifesting all these different Shastra, he was not feeling happy, he was not feeling fully satisfied. And so then, Narad Muni came, his Gurudev, then he is showing example that only by mercy of Guru then your life becomes fulfilled. So he asking his Gurudev, what is reason? And so then, what did Narad Muni say? Because you have manifested all the scriptures, but you have not fully manifested clearly who is the Swayam Bhagavan. What is his original sweetness? His real Leela in Braj, like that. All these very secret things you have to manifest. And so then he manifested the Srimad Bhagavatam. But first he had to meditate also. And then he manifested the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, one meaning of Vyas is also one who expands. One is cutting, dissecting, dividing, but also who is expanding. So, he expanded the Vedas. So, going back to our definition, tomorrow Guru Purnima, and taking the inspiration, tomorrow is the brightest moon, and the very time where the moon has very powerful influence to all the to the world. Even the waves become very high. So tomorrow is a very powerful time to appreciate now this Guru Tattva and take advantage of Guru. So when we say Guru gives end of the darkness, in this world so many Gurus are there. And when we say there's Akanta Guru Tattva, what is the meaning of Akanta Guru Tattva? Akanta means no division, complete principle. So when you say, who is Akanta Guru Tattva? Nityananda Baladev. So what does it mean? Right now, there are all these different gurus. And one time, someone asked Gurudev I think it was in Jammu, what does it mean when you say Akanta Guru Tattva? Guru said if all the gurus, they all combine and manifest a complete form of as a person, then who is that? That is Baladev. You understand? Or Lord Nityananda. So that is meaning Akanta Guru Tattva. So that means all the different gurus that now are there in this world, they're all like a kanda, like a branch, like a special manifestation of the Akanta Guru of Baladev. You follow it? So accordingly, then now the question who is Guru? So then Gurudev said we should take the sloka of Vyasadeva himself, definition of Guru. give some verses directly from yesterday. That means one is a very famous verse. I know you know this. In 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. This always comes up. Speaking of Bhagavatam. There's one Acharya, that's Krishna telling. But there's one famous. In this actually verse talks about who is bona fide guru and who is bona fide disciple. In one verse. Tasmat guru prapadyeta jigyasu shreya uttamam shabde paricha nishnatam brahmanya upasana swayam. This is a very famous verse. What does it mean? Tasmat guru? Because this is like a conclusion already. Before that there was all this discussion. But then at the end it said Tasmat Guru Prapadyeta. Therefore, Tasmat means therefore, Guru Prapadyeta, you should surrender to Guru. Tasmat Guru Prapadyeta. How you approach and surrender to Guru? It's Jigyashu. Jigyashu Shreya Uttamam. Like you inquire about what is the highest welfare. And really, intelligent person. Just like, okay, if you want to make a business, then you want to find out first, like, oh, is this good? Will I get the most highest profit from this part? If I invest in this way, there's say if you're a businessman, you could have many ways to invest your money. But then if you're intelligent, you will ask, like, okay, what is the best way to get the highest profit? So actually he's saying, Tasmat Guru Jigyashu Shreya Uttamam. What is the greatest welfare? What is the highest perfection that really we can attain? That's what we should inquire. Not like, oh, you go to Guru and like, should I marry? Or you're like, oh, I want to have a house, or I want to have a business. Is that the greatest welfare? Now you should go to the Guru and find out what is the greatest, like what is the real goal of life? What is the highest perfection? The Shreya Uttamam, the highest benefit of that. We should ask. That's what we should find out from the Guru. So not anyone can answer that question though. That's why you have to know who is Guru. But okay, so that's the first line. No? That's what we're going to Jigyashu Shreya Uttamam. You approach Guru, surrender to him, ask what is the highest benefit. And he said, so that line, that first line represents the bona fide disciple. The Sadhisya. The Sadhisya, he asked this question and he approached the bona fide Guru. Okay, so that's the first line. The second line now describes the Sadguru. What's the second line? Shabde Pare Chanishnatam Brahmani Upasana Swayam. Two aspects of Brahman. That the Guru is Upasana Swayam, completely fully taking shelter. Equally, both. Shabde Pare. Shabde Pare Nishnatam. Nishnatam means fully realized. Is fully realized Shabde and Pare. Shabde referring to the word, meaning the Shastra. Shastra and Pare referring to the person, Parabrahma. There's Shabde Brahma and Parabrahma. Understand? Shabde Pare Sanisham Brahmani Upasana Swayam. So this Brahmani that's paired to the Shabde and the Pare. There's Shabde Brahma and the Parabrahma. Understand? Shabde Brahma, that's the scriptures. Of course, the greatest scripture we know is Srimad Bhagavatam. And then the Parabrahma is Krishna. He is fully realizing that. And fully sheltered, and therefore, as a consequence, he has no attachment to anything in this world. He has nothing. Anything in this world is nothing for him. He's attached only to that. You understand? So, that is one definition of Guru. That kind of person, someone has to take shelter. So on Guru Purnima, we know this is the time we're telling people that, oh, you should have Guru. And many people are searching Gurus. But according to their desire, then they're actually, they're given, Krishna arranging like a Guru for them. those people who desire sense gratification, then they go to a guru who can provide that. Those who desire liberation, then also they also make gurus accordingly. But ultimately, someone who's really sincere and that wants to know the best, and that's why this Asman Guru was in Jigyashu Shreya Uttamam, then they should find out really what is the real welfare. That's only in Bhakti. And among those in the Bhakti line, we know that the standard of followers of Mahaprabhu are very high. Yeah. And how do we see that? I was telling about that in our Guru Bhashtakam. This easily you can explain to people, make them understand. Just in 8 verses, what is our conception of Guru? Like this. Of course, first one is what? We all know. Karunya, Karunya, Bhakta, Bandhav, Guru, Shri Charanara. Okay, you're worshipping Guru. Is that is either you're worshipping the lotus feet, the beautiful lotus feet of Guru. Bandhav, Guru, Shri Charanara. Shri means beautiful, beautiful lotus feet of Guru. It can also mean that Bandhav, Guru, I'm worshipping Guru. Where is this Guru there? He is at the feet of Shri, lotus feet of Radharani. So now, here we're explaining Samsara, Davanala, Vidaloka. What does it mean? What is Samsara? Samsara means material existence. And really, what is this material existence? Material existence means all these conceptions of I, me, mine. Really, that's what material existence is. When you have this mentality, this false ego, I, me, mine, that's material existence. With that, you definitely stay in the material world. That's what the material world is for. The material world is for these people who are in this, this consciousness that I, only me, like I am the enjoyer. And they see everything, mine, like this. And so then, okay, this world is for you. Try to enjoy it. But what's happening? They're all now suffering. We're all suffering. It's built in this world. You can try to enjoy it, but you are suffering. 3 forms suffering. What? Yeah, we're all pandits, adipoti, adhyatmic, adi, devi. So, no matter how you try to be happy, you're always suffering. That's the nature of this world. So he said, Samsara, Davanala Vidaloka. This world of samsara is like a forest fire. Forest fire. Davanala. Okay. So what's with this forest fire? I don't know if you've seen a forest fire. But we hear that when there's a forest fire, that's actually very difficult to extinguish. This forest fire can even devour like fire trucks. Like this. And if you happen to be in a forest fire, for sure you'll be dead. Like this. And this one, Samsara Davanala Vidaloka. Actually, it's not just saying this much is like a forest fire. It's actually it's a Davanala Vidya. It's like a blazing forest fire. And so really, the only way for you to be saved is only when there's like a very big storm clouds, rain cloud, and then they pour rain, and then extinguishes this forest fire. So he said, Guru is like this rain cloud. Ganat ganatvam, pranaya karunya ganat ganatvam. He is a very manifestation of mercy, like a rain cloud. And in Praktasya Kalyan Punanavasya, because he has collected all the good qualities from the ocean. Now, This is actually a very good analogy because this is something to understand. Sometimes we have Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Maheshwara, this thing.
Guru Deva Maheshwara.
Like he is Brahma, he is Shiva, he is Vishnu, my Guru Deva. And so some people there is like, he himself is Vishnu. Like, Guru is God. Krishna himself, Acharya Mam Vijanya. Like know that I am Acharya, like Acharya is myself. Like that. But this is not something like the Mayavadi's conception that Guru is the supreme enjoyer. Guru is to be honored as like the pure medium of God, but not as like God himself. You understand? So in this analogy, this is nicely can be explained because he's saying here that Guru is like the rain cloud. Rain cloud collected all the water. Where's the water coming from? From the ocean. So here he's saying Guru is not the ocean, but he has collected all the water from the ocean. The ocean representing or who? Ocean referring to God, Krishna, Bhagavan. And Guru is like the rain cloud. So the water from the ocean, Guru collected. All the auspicious qualities, he collected. And then he's showering. So the ocean can be there, but without the clouds, the rainforest, the forest fire will not have been extinguished. So Guru is actually the distributor of the mercy of the ocean. You understand? So sometimes we can even say like, the rain cloud is so much merciful than the ocean. But where is it coming? Where is the water coming from? From the ocean. Coming. So here in the first verse, and that is like the root verse of this Guru Vastakam, showing Guru is the very manifestation of the mercy of Bhagavan. You know when you become the recipient of Bhagavan's mercy. Why? When you meet a Guru. Because the Guru himself is the very form of that mercy of Bhagavan. And so then actually the rest of the Guru Vastakam just tells about how this mercy comes. And how Guru is distributing this rain cloud. So second one is what? Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Devita Valijabhajana Sarasana. He's giving you the Harinam. He's engaging you in Kirtan. There is mercy of Guru there. Second, our third one, what is? Shri Vigrahana Anjana. Not only the whole name, he's giving you the Vigraha. He's giving you the form of the deity. And which form? There's one thing in that verse. Shri Vigrahana Anjana. Shringaratana Nirmajana. So one is like making you, he's happy you're engaged in Shringar, addressing the deity. But also understanding which deity of Krishna, which deity of Bhagavan, Krishna. Especially we're talking about the Gaudias. He's giving you the form, the Murti of Krishna, like Brajanananda Krishna. And trying to appreciate the Shringar Rasa. Okay, then fourth one, Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavat Prasad. He's giving prasadam. Guru giving prasadam. But this is also so much deeper meaning because Chaturvidha, 4 divisions of prasad. Like this. One that you chew, lick, or suck. Chew, drunk, lick, or suck. Like this. They represent actually the types of rasa in Braj. 4 main rasa in Braj. Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. Like this. Guru giving. Then, Shri Radhika Madhurya Madhurya Leela Gunaru Anandi. He is absorbed in speaking about Nam Rup Guna Leela, pastimes of Radha Madhava. So this is the standard of the Gurus. And therefore, how possible he is doing like this? Then very important verse. The best of all this verse, telling identity, Nikunja Yuno Radhikeli Siddhaya. So Nikunja Yuno Radhikeli, these loving pastimes. playful pastimes of the divine couple in the Nikunja. So when you say Nikunja, this is very secret kunja. Not anyone can be there. But only the who can be there, only the manjaris. He said, Nikunja, Rakhi sit there. Actually, here is actually saying, my Gurudev makes the Nikunja, Rakhi sit there, making perfect this playful pastimes of Radha Krishna. That's how great my Guru is. This is a very high thing, One is, not anyone can be in the Nikunja and enter into the pastimes. But my Gurudev is in that pastime, and he's making the pastimes perfect. If not for him, then it will not be perfect. So that's why he's very dear to Radha Krishna. So this is the standard of our Gurudevs in our Guru. So this is very high. And then, what's the next one? Sakshat Hari Tvena Samastasam. Therefore, he is Sakshat Hari. Now, understand this. Hari means, one meaning of Hari is thief. So, there we have to appreciate how his Guru is like directly like Krishna, like a thief. And here then we can appreciate how great his mercy is. Because if you go back to the first verse, where are we now? We're in the samsara dhavana vidaluka. We're in this forest fire material existence, suffering. But he can steal you from this place and bringing you where? To the topmost place in the Nikunja. Can you imagine that? How like extreme opposite. Like from the material suffering, and they're taking you to the highest part in the Nikunja and helping in the view. So like, so great, so much merciful. Therefore, like, in the three junctions of the day, I will remember my Gurudev, I will worship him. Understand? And without his mercy, actually without mercy of Bhagavan, you cannot have Guru. But without Guru, you cannot attain Bhagavan. So, here, like this. That's why I'm trying to show what is Guru Vastatam. It's very, this highest conception of Guru Tattva. Okay. So, when we remember Srila Gurudev, then we can have some personal experience actually of this, like Guru Vastatam, for example. I remember during this time, Guru Purnima. Actually, my first time I came in the month, my first Guru Purnima, I don't know, I hear like so many people will come. But then that time, the day before, I can see in Bishop Purnima, they're preparing also. And they're making all this bamboo, like a path. So like only one person can be there, You know how it is, like in an airport, there's some like line like that, or in a path, so you can be like that, no one can overtake like that. So they have all this in the mud, the outer, like all these mountains like that. So that people will just fall in line. And I was thinking, like, really? Like, what's gonna happen? Then the next day came, and this is one I'm appreciating from Srila Gurudev. During Guru Purnima, before Srila Gurudev accepting worship, he himself worshipping, and showing and leading everyone to worship Guru Varga. Worshipping Vasudev, worshipping Guru Parampara, worshipping his Gurudev. Then after that, I saw him, he's offering chanda and garlands to his god brother also. That time, he has a few god brothers in Kashmir, Sheshai Prabhu, and he's like offering garlands to them also. And after that, then he's sitting down, and everyone is rushing, lining up. So that's like from maybe like 7 something in the morning. Because Guru himself started the worship at 6:30 or 7. And after that when he sit, and it goes up to 12 o'clock in the room. And then again in the afternoon, and goes up to night time. But then everyone finishes, okay, next day again. So it's sometimes 3 days. So, and you can see so many people. They're all coming to Srila Gurudev. So, you can see this Guru Purnima is time to reflect, to appreciate the value of Guru in one's life. The real definition of Guru, someone bringing light to remove the darkness. But what is the brightest light? That is really what Mahaprabhu has offered. The spring, especially the Braja Prem, and especially the Madhurya Prem, this service to that Madhurya Prem, like the Manjari's mood, that is the brightest light. So very lucky are those persons, those jivas, who come in contact with these gurus. Then they attain the highest perfection. Okay. So tomorrow is Guru Purnima. Then what? You may say like, oh, I do Guru Puja every day. You know, so like no need to do these external things. Like no, do, because this day is special, very powerful. So as far as possible, spend the whole day remembering Guru, worshiping Guru. Don't let the day pass without having you worship your Gurudev or Guru Parampara, like our Guru Marga. Okay. That includes the Vaishnavas now who are giving guidance to us. They are also our Shiksha Gurus. So on this day, we're worshipping all these manifestations of Guru. From the Akhanda Guru Tattva, the original Guru, Baladev Guru Krishnananda, of course, original Krishna, the source of Akhanda Guru Tattva, up to, down to the whole Guru Parampara and all the different manifestations of all the Shiksha Gurus, the Vaishnavas. Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Shri